So here we'll see the patient cycle ventilator. It is a patient ventilator. Interaction is complex and multifractional, as it is depend upon the respiratory system condition. Various diseases states, neural functions and clinical inputs are monitored. The patient ventilators interaction can be provide patient comfort during the positive pressure breaths. However, harmful patient's ventilator interaction can also occurs if the patient and the ventilator are not synchronized. These asynchronizes may lead to increases respiratory muscle workload increases and also elevated sedation which is needed, and there is a no longer duration of ventilators and which consume high oxygen consumption, and potentially it is injuries pulmonary pressures. So these one we have to maintain it. Due to what, if we are not properly provide the patient cycle, what will happen? They will be having the muscles workload, respiratory muscle workload will be very high. Another one is it will provide the elevated sedation. Another one, it is provide the longer duration of ventilation, that is inspiratory and expiratory time rate will be increased, and also it will provide high oxygen consumption, and which what will happen is finally injures pulmonary alveolus and alveolus sacs. So due to the pressure, and the patient with a great asynchrony have worse outcomes and longer duration ventilation, and maintaining the synchrony is very important. So they have to maintain the patient ventilation and mechanical ventilation time must be very important, that must be maintained. Okay. The mechanical ventilator breath can be separated into two parts. One is a inspiratory phase part, another one is expiratory phase part. So at the end of the inspiration, gas flow ceases and the breath is switched into the exhalation. This transition point from the inspiratory phase to the expiratory phase is termed as a cycle. Now we can know that what is the cycle. So that is the time duration. That means the transition point, where the transition point is take place from a inspiratory phase and the expiratory phase. This term is known as a cycling, and simply the inspiratory phase is cycled into the expiration when the gas flow ceases from mechanical ventilators and expiratory flow begins. Many setting on the mechanical ventilators induces the cycling, such as preset volume, time and also flow. Recent advantages in mechanical ventilator designs allows the clinicians to have a greater role in the cycling assessment and manipulation cycling. So manipulation cycling has also been termed as a respiratory trigger, and the inspiratory termination criteria is very important, and also the inspiratory flow terminations also very important. These must be noted by the clinicians. These noted one they are calling as a threshold. That's threshold one have been set in the mechanical ventilator. So while much attention has focused on the respiratory phase, the purpose of these reports is to examine the cycling and expiratory phase of mechanical ventilator breath. Other important topics include premature cycling, delayed cycling and the ramifications. That means a complex or a sudden uncontrolled one is called a ramification of expiratory asynchrony. So these one have been controlled, and then only that the respiratory system not been affected. Otherwise, what will happen due to the premature cycling, that is inhaling, exhaling, have been done before the threshold level and delaying, that means excess of inspiratory time, excess of expiratory time is called delayed cycling. And ramification, we know that is a sudden happening, uncontrolled expiratory. These are all due to the asynchronous of patient and mechanical ventilator. So first we will see that what is cycling mechanism. The cycling of mechanical ventilator breath occurs after a set value is reached. These values are often referred to as a cycle variables. All the mechanical ventilators breath types are covered by the cycling variable. There are 4 variables are used to determine when to cycle to exhalation. That is, first one is pressure cycling, second one is time cycling, third one is volume cycling, fourth one is flow cycling. First we will discuss about pressure cycling. When a certain pressure threshold is reached, inspiration is cycled into the exhalation. The most common application of pressure cycling is for alarm setting. If the patient becomes extremely asynchronous or getting cough, the high pressure alarm may be triggered and the inspiratory phase get end, the resulting in exhalation. So the pressure cycling can be viewed as a safety feature to avoid the elevated and sustained inspiratory pressure. The time cycling indicates that mechanical ventilators breath switches from inspiration to expiration after a set time threshold is reached. This can be accomplished by setting the respiratory rate, respiratory time or inspiratory and expiratory ratio. Many ventilators terminates the inspiratory phase after a certain time frame, that is typically 3 to 5 seconds. Next we will discuss about volume cycling. With conventional volume targeted breaths, inspiration stops once the target volume is delivered. The ventilator cycles to expiration once a tidal volume has been delivered. The volume cycling is only adjustable as the clinician sets a tidal volume to be delivered or a maximum tidal volume alarm is setting. Next, final we will see about the flow cycling. While others form of cycling are essential and inherent to mechanical ventilation, flow cycling has received the most attention and has been the subject of numerous clinical investigations. The reason for multiple studies of flow cycling is attributed to the universal adoption of spontaneous breathing and modes such as pressure supported ventilation is called a PSV. That is, during the PSV, the patient both triggering and cycling the breath. We can see it in the graph. The algorithm is used to cycle the PSV breaths and traditionally been fixed at a certain percentage of the peak inspiratory flow, meaning that when the patient's inspiratory flow decreases to the predetermined level, the historically 25% of peak inspiratory flow, the breath would cycle into the exhalation. Now this is the one example for proximal airway pressure in y-axis, time in x-axis. So here clinician is set the proximal airway pressure at 5 cm H2O, and this one the inspiration have been increased from A to B. This is for patients normal pressure have been created in the lungs. he is not able to go to the maximum breathing level. That is a ventilator. It is used to bring the maximum respiration from B to C and up to it will continue D. So here the figure, this figure it shows the characteristics of pressure supported breath. In this example, the pressure, baseline pressure, that is beep, is set at 5 centimeter H2O, and the pressure support is set at 15 centimeter H2O. The inspiratory pressure is triggered at a point A by a patient effort, and the resulting in the airway pressure decreases. The rise to pressure, that is in line B, it is indicated, is provided by the initial flow into the airway. If the initial flow is excessive, that is the initial pressure is exceed the set level B1 is called set level. If the initial flow is low, there is a slow rises to pressure up to B2. You can see the B2 in the graph. The plateau of pressure supports in line C is maintained by a control of flow. A smooth plateau indicates appropriate flow responsiveness to the patient demand. The termination of pressure supports occurs at the point D and should coincide with the end of the neural inspiration. If the breath termination is delayed, the patient may actively exhale. That means he has to give out the air out from the lungs. The pressure rises above the plateau, that is indicated by D1. If the breath termination is premature, the patient may have the continued respiratory effort at D2. So here this one is a reference. Okay, so we have taken this patient cycle ventilator from the reference one. Okay, you can go through it, then you can understand.